Justin Turner, if you'd never seen him play baseball, you could describe him by just saying he's the juice of the Dodgers. For all their talent and all their arms and all their history, he is their energy. He is their juice. And there was a moment this offseason, people thought he may go, and then they smarted up and gave him a big fat contract. And Justin Turner of the Dodgers, the World Series champ, is now joining us now live. By the way, I have facial hair for the first time in my life, and you are nothing but facial hair, and it looks great on you. It looks like hell on me. So is it your superpower?
Well, you know what? I'd say it looks pretty good on you. I like that look, Colin. I've seen you, and it's the first time I've ever seen you with a stash. The stash is a little more prominent than everything else, but it is good, and it is my superpower, I guess you can say. I always shorten it up right before spring training and then kind of let it go and have a mind of its own throughout the season. And usually it gets nice and big and full just in time for October.
Listen, you are I grew up watching the Dodgers in the 70s. You lead them in playoff home runs, hits, runs, games. And it's interesting when there was talk about, because there's a lot of guys getting paid here. Was there a moment where you thought, oh, hell, I'm not coming back? Were you ever concerned?
Yeah, there was a couple moments where I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And obviously, the process was good for me. It all worked out in the end. But it felt like this was the shortest, longest offseason I've ever had in my life. So it took a while to get there. A couple things happened where it put some serious question marks in my mind as to whether or not I was going to be back in Dodger blue. But like I said, it all worked out in the end. I'm happy to be here, and this is where I'm supposed to be.
Listen, it's a mostly young team. You got your Seagers, your Walker Buehlers, Cody Bellinger. It's a young team. You've been in this sport for 12 years now at the big league level. Do you consider yourself a leader? Do you ever sense that, or do you need to be? Do you want to be? How do you feel about that?
I take a lot of pride in being a guy that my teammates can come to and talk to and have conversations with, or if stuff's going a little sideways, to be able to step in and have some talks with guys. But, here with the Dodgers, it's such a great culture. It's such a great atmosphere to be in. We really take pride in letting guys be themselves and being who they are and not trying to change them. So the analogy I always use is I try to be like the bumpers on a bowling lane, right? We want guys to keep moving forward down the lane, and if they start going towards the gutter, I try to be that bumper. I try to be that bumper that helps them, find at least one pin.
Thank God most Dodgers don't end up in the gutter. Justin Turner's joining us. You are a rare player, and this is really rare. You hit better in the postseason than the regular season. Now, it's close, but that is rare. You're facing better pitchers. There's more pressure. There's more situational pitching, pitching changes. But you come across as incredibly loose as a player. You're just playing. And I've seen guys who are great. A-Rod, and he was a different batter in the postseason. How do you keep the mindset in these pressure situations? How do you stay loose at the plate?
Yeah, I think I was extremely fortunate to spend a lot of time with Dr. Ken Revisa. He was a sports psychologist at Cal State Fullerton in the 4 years I was there, and really spent a lot of time with him working on the mental side of baseball. And I think it really is a big part of our game. Everyone has talent. Everyone can go out there and really play. But being able to control what's in between your ears, I think, is what sets guys apart. And, when you get in those moments in the postseason, and I guess not so much last year, but in years past, when the crowd's going crazy and there's a lot of energy and it's a big spot, it's so easy for your heart rate to start pounding. You feel like your heart's going to beat out of your chest, and being able to have the tools to slow yourself down and control your breathing, to relax your eyes and be able to make good decisions at the plate, I think is crucial.
By the way, I was just seeing this. I'm gonna play a trivia game with you. Here we go. You're going to think I'm a jerk for doing this, but I thought it was funny. First of all, which pitcher do you have the most career home runs against? He's pretty good.
Oh, most career home runs against. I don't know.
He's got good stuff. He's a little temperamental.
Bumgarner?
Boom.
Maybe? I don't know.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the bad one. Who have you faced the most and never gotten a hit off of? And he's pretty good, too. He's a Hall of Famer.
The most I never got a hit off of.
11 at bats.
Cliff Lee.
Oh, Cliff Lee, the old left-hander. No. Justin Verlander.
Oh man, yeah. I haven't sniffed a hit off that
guy. Well, you sniffed a hit. You sniff a hit off everybody. So this Dodger team, they go out and get Trevor Bauer, Mookie Betts. It's just insane. Now you're World Series champs, Justin. Do you sense a little bit of, okay, you've seen teams win the World Series, now the pressure's on, and teams play differently. Are you at all concerned that you guys are now a overwhelming National League favorite? Can you sense that?
I think it's pretty similar to every year we come in here for spring training. I think our front office does such a great job of accumulating talent and putting a group in the room that we think has a chance to win a World Series every single year. So this year's no different. Obviously, a lot of great players, added some very nice pieces to the roster, and we're looking forward to making another deep run and bringing another championship to LA. So I don't think it's that different from any other year.
How long did it take for you to play with Mookie Betts and go, oh my God, he's good? I mean, how many games, was there like an epiphany? Was there a moment where you're, because I think he's such a 1970s, 80s player. He does everything. He's just an athlete who does everything well. When, as a great player yourself, was there a moment you're like, okay, we're different with him?
Well, it didn't take long to figure out what he was all about. But I mean, I played against Mookie for a few years now, so I always knew how great of a player he was. But getting to see him, in our clubhouse, and I think it was a big story last year. On day one, he got in front of the team and basically challenged us to practice better and be better in our workouts and be better in our drills, and kind of set the tone that, hey, we're not going to show up and take things for granted. We're going to work hard. We're going to be accountable when we make mistakes. And he put together a little program where anytime you made an error, you had to put $20 in the pot. So it put a little pressure on guys to practice better. And from day one, you kind of got the sense of what he was all about. And then obviously, you just watch him on a daily basis, and the way he can change a baseball game is incredible, whether that's in the outfield or making incredible throws or on the bases. The guy, I don't know if this is a stat or not, but I don't think I've ever played with a guy who's better being on third base with the infield in and getting jumps on ground balls and scoring runs. I mean, routine ground ball to a second baseman, first baseman, he's beating it. It happened in the World Series. So actually, it tied up the game, the deciding game of the World Series. So he just is on a whole nother level on ways he can help us win ball games.
What a pleasure to have you on. We're going to go. I keep telling Joy, Dodger Stadium is such a throwback. It's you never eat the food there, but the food and the drink, it ain't cheap, but it's so good. It's such a great stadium to play in. I want to get fans back in the stadium because it's such a wonderful, it's a throwback classic stadium, and it must be amazing to play there. And Justin, you're a credit to the sport. I'd love to have you on again. It's a long season, and when you get a break and you ever want to promote anything, come on our show again, buddy.
Hey, anytime you want me on, I'm a big fan. I listen all the time. So anytime you want me on, I'm here.
All right. Justin Turner, World Series champ. It's amazing. He leads the Dodgers. Think about how great the Dodgers have been for years. He leads them. First of all, they've won the National League West every year he's been there. He was their leading hitter last year, 307. The Dodgers franchise playoff records in home runs, hits, runs, RBIs in games. They've had Garvey and Ron Cey and Bill Russell and Dave Lopes. And, they've had a million All-Stars. He's playing with, multiple. He is a great baseball player. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.